上下哪个部位最满意？是单身吗？跟你在一起有什么好处呢？
我会做饭啊。
有什么拿手菜？
都拿手。
会跟长得不好看的人在一起？
会，我不会跟心不好的在一起。
彩礼重不重要？
重要，因为我会有陪嫁。
陪嫁陪多少
？12万8。
这么具体的数字吗？
因为我刚好有。
怎么看待不要陪男生吃苦这句话？
不要陪男生吃苦的话，其实是不要陪不懂得上进的男生吃苦才是对的。上进心就是他愿意为了他想做的事情去奋斗，他有他自己的目标和规划，他愿意去实施，他有在做，那就。
Hello, well, for my previous video, we talk about are Chinese girls easy? So, if you're thinking about dating in China, that's awesome. And I will explain why you should date Chinese girl. So stay tuned. The next coming video is about why you shouldn't date Chinese girls. There are definitely some things you should know. Today, let's dive into why you should date Chinese girls and what is it like to date Chinese women, how cultural differences play a role, and the kind of support you can find along the way. Navigating the life here, let's talk about something very practical. If you are new to China, there can be a lot to figure out. Everything is in Chinese, reservation will be online, the WeChat system is also in Chinese, and the language, even though it's in English version, there can be some misunderstanding there. So, let's say if you want to set up a bank account or finding a house care, this is where having a partner can really help. So imagine needing to visit a hospital, your partner can be your go-to person, helping you understand the process and even accompanying you to appointments. And when the doctor is there, you can have your partner explain it to you so that you will understand it more and to know what's the problem of it. So it's even comforting to have someone who knows the rope, right? Plus, when you're feeling under the weather, having her take care of you can make all the difference. In Chinese culture, caring for a partner when they are sick is a big deal and it shows a lot of love. Even though our food culture differences are quite different, and commonly when a person is feeling under the weather, we would cook a porridge, maybe chicken porridge or pork porridge and chicken broth, and feel free to try it out. Also, banking here is not a pain in the ass. If you have your Chinese partner, oh wow, your life will be much easier. So for example, if you want to establish a bank account or transfer your Chinese money, you're making salary here to Western account, sometimes it can be a little overwhelming. So your partner can guide you through the process, explaining the necessary documents and what to expect. It's a huge relief to have someone who knows the ropes. And also, it's also a test to see whether your partner is competent to figure out all of this stuff. And through this, doing like a lot of stuff together, you two will build up more close relationship. It's building connections on common ground. When dating someone from a different culture, finding common ground is the key. So one thing to know is that maintaining an apolitical stance can really help smooth things over, especially at the beginning of the relationship. You might discover that discussing politics can lead to some tense moments. Instead, focusing on shared interests like hobbies, travel, or food. And speaking of communication, be aware of that Chinese cultural values are more subtle, indirect way expressing themselves. So a lot of the time, you might find the girls are being quiet, especially in the crowd when people are talking about politics, but she might feel like she's getting bored. But these things can change, maybe through daily conversation about more like exposure of this politics and let her gradually to understand your position, then she will be happy to learn about those politics more. For sure, when you're living here, there will be a lot of rantings. You can definitely vent these things to your partner, but please don't hold this anger into your heart too long, because that's not gonna be a healthy way to start a relationship. For your partner, as a Chinese girl, I can really understand what you guys are going through and how difficult and differences when people start to living here. But as a partner, when you vent too much, it can really consume the energies that the partner might feel you are being very negative, even though the venting is the reality, is telling the truth. But when things add too much little negative stuff, it can build up very negative thoughts. So if we want to see the world, we can focus on the stuff what we care about more, right? So even though we cannot change it, but let's embrace it and still stay positive. And speak of communication, be aware that Chinese culture values a more subtle, indirect way of expressing feelings. Talking about feelings, their emotions might be less expressive. Maybe your partner find your expression is attractive. It might take a little time to get used to reading between the lines, but it's worth it. So when you take the time to listen and respond thoughtfully, you will show her that you respect her culture. Personality differences. Let's also touch on personality differences. You might notice that people here often have less aggressive and more patient communication styles compared to what you might be used to. This doesn't mean they lack passion, it just means that they express it differently. So taking things slow and allowing the relationship to develop naturally can really benefit you both. And your partner will likely appreciate your willingness to invest time and effort into getting to know her. And probably the girl you date that she cannot speak fluent English or very little English, at the beginning of the relationship you still need translator. Either you can speak Chinese or she's using a translator to help to understand you. But it shows that you generally interested in building a meaningful connection. Okay, creating sharing experiences. Sharing experiences are vital for building a strong connection, engaging in activities, and that both partners can help deepen the bond and create lasting memories. So what I'm saying is that if you are curious about traveling to different places, it's also good to have your Chinese partner. She can help you figure out the tickets online, like train tickets, high-speed train tickets, and flight tickets, and she can help you find out a fairly reasonable price. And then exploring local culture together. So, China has many different architecture. Sometimes if you are in a big city, you might just find they look quite similar. But there are some great places like Yunnan. If you don't like the heat in summertime, you can take a getaway to Yunnan, Kunming, or Dali. It's a beautiful place for short visit. Although it's a crowded area, it can be loud, especially in Dali, and there are a lot of e-bikes. So yeah, taking the time to explore those elements together can enhance your relationship, whether it's visiting historical sites, trying new foods, or participating in some festivals when you go to a new place. Shared experiences can create a sense of adventures and excitement. And hey, learning Mandarin together can be a blast. Maybe you can teach her English, and she will be very thankful, because English is still considered a universal language and very useful at the workplace, and it's making money too. So who wouldn't like to grab the English skills here. So it shows that your commitment and willingness to dive into her culture. Plus, also it can lead to some funny moments and great stories. So when you try to learn the languages, and you might find that there are something that a lot of tongue, especially Chinese forced tongue, right? A lot of tongue, they sound similar but different meaning. Like let's say 10, 10, the third tongue means shit. 是 means yes, 是, and then 师 means teacher. Wow, to wrap it up, dating Chinese ladies in China can make your life a lot easier and you feel more connected in China. You understand the culture more and you will feel the support and the connections more here. It's all about the people around you, how you feel about when you move to a new place. So by understanding the cultural landscape, navigating practical challenges together, and focusing on shared experience, you can create quite a deep, meaningful relationship here.
When you're dating Chinese ladies, definitely there are some good ones and the bad ones. Since we have a very large population, the people you encounter might vary very differently. But I guess it's a universal thing that when you live in a country, you start to see things more. And whether dating a girl, if you find yourself stuck in a difficult situation in dating girls here, or find it challenging to find nice girls, but it may be to something alert for in your relationship. It's more about when you start a relationship, do you see the red flags on her, and whether you maintain your boundaries, whether your value matches her values. And that's a very important step to see whether you two are compatible together.